Today we continue with our class Kosher Kitchen, and we start with our Sefer Orchos Tzaddikim, when we learn a very, very interesting topic, gate of haughtiness, right? And it says, next paragraph, now that it is incumbent upon us to perform all of our deeds exclusively for the sake of exalted Creator, both in public and private. And all of our acts of divine service must be motivated only by desire to do His will, and not the will of mankind, in order to receive praise of His deeds and to receive honor. One must do all for the sake of Almighty, who looks upon the person's heart, as it is written, I am HaShem who searches his heart and examines the innards. It's from Yirmiyahu 17:10. And the hidden things are known to HaShem, our God. Dvarim 29:28. Therefore, let the arrogant man know that if he does not take care with the wisdom and zeal to rescue himself from the haughtiness, though he may possess Torah and good deeds, he inherits Gehinnom. For the evil inclination lies in ambush for him, and brings argument to rationalization to lead him to haughtiness in order to drive him from this world. Scary. Therefore, one must not lax in conquering the evil inclination every day. And this is the called great war, double quotes. As we find in the case of one of the pious men who encounter men returning from the war with a great spoil, and he said to them, you are returning from a small war, the great war yet awaits you. Upon being questioned by them, and what is the great war, he answered, against the evil inclination and his army. For with every other enemy, after you defeat him once or twice or three times, he will leave you alone. But evil inclination does not let go of you, though you defeat it 100 times, as our sages have stated, and you not trust yourself until the day of your death. Perkiovas 2:4. For it will lie in ambush for you all your days, hoping to catch you off guard. And it is and if it defeats you in the slightest of the slight, in the end it will defeat you in the severest of the severe. And since the pride is the root of many low traits, and an evil inclination too is an active partner of the man's heart, and since the sole intent of evil inclination is to falsify the truth and place the stamp of truth on falsity, teaching men to be proud and presenting him as with rationalization to this end. Therefore, you must strive to outsmart it. Wow. As we understand, it's an amazing lesson for all of us. Baruch HaShem. So let's start. And let me just, don't forget to move my bookmark. And we start. Okay. There are a few commentaries, of course, and we're going to explain. Okay. Know that it is incumbent upon us to perform all of our deeds exclusively for the sake of exalted Creator, both in public and private. So this idea, I think it's very, very beneficial. B'siyata Dishmaya, that we cover all of these paragraphs, chapters in Rambam, Hilchos Dios, right? How where Holy Rambam teaches how we have to serve our Creator, right? For the sake of the mitzvah. Not about the rationalization. Is it good? Is it going to be good for me? Is it zgula, not zgula, or something like that? So we do just what HaShem said, right? And this pure heart, right? As we mentioned many times, this pure heart, right? Exclusively for the sake of exalted Creator, both in public and private. Right, so some people like to do show off, like in public, right, and in private they're a little lacking, right? It's very interesting. And all of our acts of divine service must be motivated only desire to do His will, and not the will of mankind, in order to receive the praise for the deeds and receive honor, right? And whatever we do, for example. We give tzedakah, for example, right? And they're going to announce like such and such family donated such and such amount, right? But we have to give tzedakah or those other mitzvahs because Hashem said so, right? These people are going to say thank you to you. They're going to praise you, this and that. It's very good, Baruch Hashem, but it should not be our goal, right? And if we were going to give more because we're going to get recognized, that's the problem. Right? So we try to do, and as he said, this Yetzer Hara is not going to leave us alone. Right? It's going to come back again and again. So we have to always reset, always our mind. And I guess, that's my take. If you dissociate yourself from wrong people, only with surround you with right people, so it's not so hard thing to do. Okay, all right. So again, we do everything for because Hashem said so, not because we're going to get praise or acknowledged by other people. Okay, one must do all of it for the sake of Almighty, who looked in a person's heart, as it is written, "I am Hashem who searches the heart and examines the innards." Right, and always as Holy Rambam taught us, so you have to remind you that Hashem is in this room, not in general, that all of the generic statements that He's in the world, He's everything, He's everywhere, right? He sees us. No. He's here in this room, in my room, and He's standing behind me. I don't see Him because, in some sense, right? He's behind me, and but He sees everything that I'm going to do. And not only that, but He sees inside of my mind, were my intention pure or I had some agenda, right? As I said, it's from Yirmiyahu 17:10, and let's see the commentary. So commentary: I'm Hashem who searches the heart, examines the innards. Okay. In other words, Hashem is saying, in rewarding man, I take into consideration not only his deeds, but the source of the deeds as well. So people sometimes they say, this person praises a robot. Yeah, this person prays, and some people they being possessed with Yetzer Hara, and they would say, unless it is coming from my heart, I'm not going to do this. So it's also coming from Yetzer Hara, pure source Yetzer Hara. So we start doing right. We start doing anyway, right? Even not for the sake of the mitzvah, and Beezrat Hashem, we're going to end up doing for the sake of the mitzvah. But some people say no. Until I'm going to do it right way, until I feel that I need to pray, until the time I need to talk to my Father in heaven, I'm not going to pray. You know how many people like that? Wow. And I try to pursue them, right? No, you have to do it. And they say, no, I don't want to be like this person, that person. But if you think about it, that's not our way. That's not our way. Right? Meaning what? And I always tell them, even if you pray like a robot, you pray on time, you put tefillin on time, you do everything on time, you're going to get rewarded, right? But for the same mitzvah, you can get 100 more 100-fold more reward. Why? If you have the correct intention, right? As it says, in other words, Hashem saying, I reward man. In rewarding man, it takes into consideration not only his deeds. So for deeds, for sure, automatic deeds as a robot, a person is getting his compensation for sure, right? But the source of these deeds as well. Was it for show off, or because the person is working on himself? Well, yes, I cannot feel sincerely when I pray, and I have a million things running through my mind. what is going to happen tomorrow, what this guy said, what my mother said, what my uncle said, this said, that said, economy is down, economy, I don't know, like they changed the rate for electricity, it went up 60%, what should we do? Should we turn on air conditioner, should not? All these things, right? It's normal for the person to have that, but right, but it should not stop us. Okay. Okay, so meaning the source of this, so Hashem is going to see why a person is doing it, right? In even though what I'm trying to say, even the person has these thoughts like constantly running through his head, especially when he's playing or she's playing Shemona Esrei. What do? We continue persistence. You pray to Hashem, please take these thoughts out of my mind. And there is like Kabbalistically, we do like this. We do like this across the forehead to remove these bad thoughts, right? And you stop, you freeze, you do like this, you stop for a few seconds, then again continue, right? So and when Hashem sees that, everything is taken into consideration, right? At least we trying to fight back with Yetzer Hara. At least person acknowledges what I'm doing. It's not 100% right. Okay. Although it may appear that to the outsider, that one's action is virtuous, right? Continue. I, Hashem, am able to weigh the whether or not those actions emanate from the source of the purity and heartfelt. Malbim, right? So meaning from the outside, whatever this person does, everything, everybody say he's such a tzaddik, he respects his parents, she respects, I don't know, her husband, this and that, but Hashem knows she respects her husband, or she just wants she wants to receive honor through her husband. That's it. You understand? They are going to come home and they're going to fight. Okay. So next one, continue. And the second quote from Dvarim 29:28, the hidden things are known to Hashem, our God. Right? So meaning that the same idea that whatever we do, we have to understand, we cannot, maybe we can lie to other people, fool other people, but Hashem we cannot. And He's always here and He sees in our heart. So I think if we take into our minds, like into our hearts, this idea, it would be easier to live in this life, I think. Right, so meaning that there's no way that you could do something and he would not detect. Therefore, let the arrogant. So no, sorry. There is there's no commentary. Continue. Therefore, let the arrogant man know that if he does not take care with the wisdom and zeal to rescue himself from haughtiness. Though he may possess a Torah and good deeds, he inherits Gehinom. Right? Why he inherits Gehinom, we're going to see. But just because he does not have a right intention, does not mean that he's going to inherit Gehinom, but he's going to inherit Gehinom. Why? Because this haughtiness is just like a first step. So the next step, he's going to do something wrong. It's guaranteed, right? Because he or she is going to pursue this path of seeking attention, right? Seeking honor from other people. For the evil inclination lies in ambush for him and brings argument to rationalizations to lead him to haughtiness, right? So meaning, right, in order to drive him from this world. Right. So again, the evil inclination lies in ambush. It's only like it's a good customer. These arrogant people are good customers, right? People who never let it go, right? And it's hard sometimes. Somebody insult you, or somebody not even insult, but disrespect. You just let it go. Okay. Right? And you start fighting, and people start speaking behind that person's back for no reason whatsoever. Try to bring them down. Right, so commentary say, for evil inclination lies in ambush. Simil Flashi is Sharim chapter 3, where the devious workings of evil inclination and ingenious methods to ensnare and entrap its unassuming and innocent, the double quote victim, described in detail. So meaning the Yetzer Hara, on some people, it's they're easy custom. So just show them some sin and they go in and they running after it, right? On other people, they try to go from behind. From behind, what does it mean? To try to encourage them to sin, to be more religious, more strict or something. You understand? And then crush them. Okay, continue. Therefore, one must not lax in conquering his evil inclination every day. And this is called great war, right? So meaning just because we overcame this inclination once does not mean it's not going to return. It is called great war. On one hand, so it's going to return, but not necessarily in the same capacity. What does it mean? We've explained in this class a few times this idea from Rabbi Dessler's Zatzal, that Bechira point, the free choice point, moves. So when a person goes on the next level of holiness, so now other things like below, like mundane things, like whatever a person was doing that 10 years ago, his friends would call him and say, "Let's go drinking." Oh, drinking? Where are you going? Like that. That's it. So now, if somebody calls him in and said, "Are you going to drink?" He's like, "You normal? Hang up, block right away." Right, so I'm a different person. So it does not. So what I'm trying to say, so this since a person passed this line, passed this test, so most likely he's not going to be tested again because it's not his test, but he's going to be tested based on his level. And these tests are going to be much harder. So like drink, not drink, you normal. What I'm a dog or something, like to drink, like to sit there. And I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly, like one of our students, so he said like some time ago, right? He said, I need to go with these boys. We do, and I say, look, you have 2 kids at home, young wife, like young kids. You know what drinking, like. Right? He said, no, it's kosher. It's all kosher. I said, yeah, it's kosher, shmosher. Like that's not what we do. You understand? So okay. So again, Yetzer Hara is going to test us, not but if you pass this Bechira point, is not going to test it like below the Bechira point, but exactly what we are shaky on. That they're going to test us. Okay. Right, and it's called great war double quotes, as we find in the case of the pious man. Okay, sorry, I apologize. Let me just mark it. Pious man. Who encountered men returning from the war with great spoils. Meaning, war with great spoils. It's not like they just fought a little and ran. So meaning they were there in the war for some time, right? Great spoil says, "You're returning from a small war. The great war awaits you." Right? The great war when you're coming back. And it is true. Like it is. We have in our community, like several veterans, right? Jewish boys. They went to U.S. military. I mean, okay, one had a previous Jewish education, and I'm not sure what did they say. These soldiers told them, the sergeants told them to go to them. I'm not sure. I mean, they're great speakers, I guess. Whatever they promised, and another one was also, right? I think two minimum, maybe three. So and one and the second one, they served. They've been to my house many times, and I learned with them. So they served, I think, like 10 years or so. 10 years, one or like another, like I don't know, 12 years. So he said that he went several times to Iraq, to the Afghanistan. Jewish guy, unfortunately. So they told me like no I'm good. I said, what do you mean? So but both of them went to college. They received this degree, that degree, because it's like Army Spain. It's very interesting. But many people who come from the military, like non-Jews, I'm not talking Jews and non-Jews, that doesn't matter. Like a normal Jew would not go there, right? So they cannot adapt to this life, right? There in the military, everything was taken care of and normal. Like here, there's so much Yetzer Hara, like they did not know what to do, and they go completely down. So maybe there is, in some sense, it is a parallel here with what he is saying. Yeah, there, it's easy. You were a war hero, you were like been in ambush by these like Muslims or something like that. It's nothing. So here, try to survive Yetzer Hara. That's a real war. Okay. Right, and upon being questioned by them, and what was great war, right? He answered that against the evil inclination and his army. So his army. This refers to man's evil traits, right? What is evil army? It's evil traits, and many times Yetzer Hara have many messengers, right? And sometimes I see what person is doing, right, or whatever they offer, and sometimes I know this person works for Satan. And it's not that he does not invite to people to the nightclub, to the bar. No, whatever he's saying, it's I know for sure he's working for Satan. Okay, continue. For with every other enemy, after you defeat it once or twice or three times, he will leave you alone. Right? Meaning that's it. You beat him up, so he wants just peace and quiet. But evil inclination does not let go of you, though you defeat it 100 times, as our sages said, and do not trust yourself until the day of your death. So meaning, but again, it says 100 times, it does not say in the same thing. So if you overcame in one thing and you build yourself offenses, right? So then you made it disgusting. Whatever the sin, whatever you were attracted to in the past, you make it disgusting. That's it. So if it comes, garbage truck. Like, do you want to smell what's going on? No, you're like, it's disgusting. You don't want to smell. You understand? So that's our job, to make the sins disgusting. But again, as we said, Yetzer Hara is going to send us the different ones, different tests. Right. So and now sages teach. I don't remember where I got it from. So we have to learn from Yetzer Hara. What? Yetzer Hara, it's like a fly. Like you shoot a fly like 100 times. You eat a burger or something, right? Comes back. It's kind of, you yell at it. You hit it. It still comes back. So you see, and they say we have to be like this fly. This annoying fly. So just because you failed, come again. And you fail again, come again until you get it. Until a person gets tired, he goes to the restaurant, he goes, I don't know, take care of some other business, and guess what? His burger is in the plate, and the Yetzer Hara is having a feast. You understand? So in all our life, we have to be like this annoying, like this fly. Never give up, never ever. Just because we fail does not mean that we should stop. Continue. Right. For it will lie, so it will lie in ambush for you and for you all the days, hoping to catch you off guard. Right, when you're off guard. Okay, so commentary is saying, hoping to catch you off guard. Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema said, "Run like a deer to carry out the will of your Father in heaven." Amos 5:23. Right, so it's actually in at least in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. I think it's Shulchan Aruch as well. Right, run like a deer. Right, just as when a deer runs, it glances behind, always checking if it is being pursued. So two men must always be mindful. Be mindful. 1 second. Sorry. man be mindful that he is being pursued by evil inclination, merely the avos. Okay, so meaning what does it mean? That we always have to stop for a review of our life, right? Am I going to the right direction? So deer runs and then stops. Sometimes they jump up and see is it any danger. So other animals, they just run from danger until they're very tired, cannot run any longer. But sometimes this the animal that was behind it just stopped. The deer is too fast. Who cares, right? I'm going to wait for something else. So that's our job, right? Always check our surroundings. Do I have any danger? Do I have to keep running, or I have to come down, and I can continue with what I'm doing, right? Right. So, okay, continue. Rabbeinu Bachya writes, you may be asleep, but Yetzer Hara is never asleep, right? It constantly seeks to ensnare you. Chovot Slavovos Shar Yichud Hamase, chapter 5, right? So Rabbeinu Bachya said, you may be sleeping. Yetzer Hara is never sleeping, meaning always waiting for you for a right opportunity. And so meaning what doesn't matter what level you are, right? So spiritual level you are, you have to always be cognizant that danger might come, not from direction that you got used to. So always be alert. And if it defeats you in the slightest of the slight, and the end it will defeat you in the severest of the severe. So meaning, as we always say, I gave this example, so I thought about all those people on the street, all the bums, the drug users. They did not start from the being drug user. He was this guy with his hands shaking, right, with his face scary, right, as death. So he was a regular boy. This girl was a regular girl that would go to the kindergarten and something, right, play with toys, nice, and they thank you, and they have parents until they did some mistake. Sometimes this tiny mistake would lead to another, and that's it. And as he says, severest of the severe. Life does not start with severest of the severe. Usually, right? It starts with little. So we always have to pay attention to the little. And some people, and Yetzer Hara, of course, a blinded person said, it's only this. It's only one time, Rabbi. Why so you do you know how to smile? Say, yeah, I know how to smile, but in your situation, I want to cry. I know how to smile, but in your situation, I want to cry. Said, no, you exaggerate it. Okay, unfortunately. I mean, some people listen, but many people do not listen, and they then end up, unfortunately. I mean, it's very sad when you gave somebody right advice, they did not listen because somebody else said different, and they're going down. Unfortunately. And since the pride is the root of many low traits, and the evil inclination too is active partner in a man's heart, right? So this pride and Yetzer Hara, and so pride is a character trait, and Yetzer Hara is trying to see where I can attach myself. You understand? So that's if Yetzer Hara can attach itself to make a person very religious, to build them up. So how many times I tell people, do not fast. So no, why are you stopping me? Well, I want to don't. For you, it's not good to fast. So and then people, when I say for you, so is it a problem with me? I said it's for you not good to fast, and for me not good to fast. Okay, so let's not fast. You and I, let's not fast. Right, so people think that if they're not going to eat, they're going to be holy like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. By the way, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai ate every day, just so we know. They did not fast, they ate. And since sole intention of evil inclination is to falsify the truth, so that's an amazing statement. falsify the truth and make it seem like this false as it's a lie. It is a truth. Falsify the truth, right? And see whatever this truth is not truth, and place the stamp on the truth of falsity. Now people have doubts, right? Teaching man to be proud and presenting him with rationalization and to this end. Therefore, you must strive to outsmart it. Meaning, with this pride, person would try to reach even even a greater level. Meaning, a greater level in his mind or her mind. So more and more people respect them. That's dangerous. I mean, he said he's a bit, I don't know, maybe 50 times until now that stay away from it. Okay, stop here. All right. So we continue our class, Kosher Kitchen, and we start very interesting topic. It's a little, the way I see it, it's a little break for us. It's not so technical, not so intense, but also very, very important. I mean, here's everything important, even introduction, even the introduction to the introduction. It's very, very written on a high level. Okay. So we're on chapter 16, and now topic is foods prohibited because of Sakanah. So we explained Sakanah is danger, and last time we did introduction, and we said what is applied today, what does not apply. Sages agree, do not agree. Maybe it was some things were only for that time. Okay, so now we're going into details. Right, so many, as they agree that the nature of people change, but some things do not change. Right, some things on a spiritual level, and as we said, these things do not apply to a non-Jew, and even unfortunately, it's very sad. It was very sad to see, but even to a Jews that do not keep kosher, because they're so insensitive to this spirituality that it's not going to affect them. But is it good? I don't know if it's good or not good, but I think it's not good because they go in against HaShem. But again, it proves only there is it's all spiritual. So and according to our sages, person can suffer. Right? It does not mean like from fire that the person is going to get burned, but he or she is going to suffer. Chas v'shalom. Okay, so subsection B, and our topic, meat and fish. One of the few prohibitions of Sakanah that is mentioned in Shulchan Aruch, right, is a prohibition eating meat and fish together. So we go into details. Number one, which species of fish and meat? Common custom is to prohibit eating any type of fish with any type of meat, right? So meaning even chicken. Okay. Halachic senses. Okay, so all right. So I don't want to burden us with these comments. Okay, be good. Okay, so again, any fish with any chicken, with any meat. Okay, so that's good. Second, separation between fish and meat. So again, we're not talking that fish is not kosher, meat is not kosher. Everything is kosher, but together combination is not kosher. That's what we say. I mean, it is kosher, but it is dangerous. I apologize. Kosher, but dangerous. Number two, separation between fish and meat. The Sakanah of meat, Sakanah is danger. The Sakanah of meat and fish applies only to meat and fish eaten together. It pertains as well to meat and fish eaten one after another. So together meaning from the same plate, right? So a person took some fish and took some meat, or one right after another. Meaning, what does it mean? It means that we have to have a break, right? As we learn in now laws of Shabbos. So right, when we learned about meals, so we said you have to take a bite of something like hard like a piece of bread, right? And drink something like water, some wine, whatever you drink. To swallow down this, for example, usually people start with fish table and then they switch to meat. Okay. So one, if you don't, meaning what? If you did not do the separation, like with something hard, could be bread, could be cookies or something else, but and water, right, or some other beverage, it could be a problem. One who ate fish and wishes to eat meat, or the reverse, must separate between the two. Okay, so let's see commentary. In opinion of some poskim, one eating fish and one eating meat should not sit at one table without reminder, so they should not share the food. See chapter 5, section 2, regarding meat and dairy, right? So in that chapter, just to remind us, we said if you want to eat meat and your spouse wants to, she wants to eat dairy, there is no problem, right? But you have to make some reminders. So what is the reminders? We said a few examples. For example, she's eating with this tablecloth, so you put yourself like where you eat a different tablecloth, or you put something between yourself and her, like some kind of reminder that usually not on the table, or usually not in this part of the table, like the vase with vase with flowers or something. Like usually that part of the table, now you put in between you two, meaning to remind us not to take from each other's plate. So if it's we said if it's co-workers, for example. People that not so would not eat from each other's plate, there is no problem, right? So some poskim say that we should implement the same if one person eats meat and one eats fish. So I mean, it's possible. It's possible, right? Usually on Shabbos or Yom Tov, we wait until everybody finish fish, right? And then we take everything out, like all of the fish dishes and all of this flatware, right? Everything out, and then we serve meat. Okay. Okay. So one second. One who ate fish and wishes to eat meat, right, or reverse, must separate between the two. Ashkenazi custom is to eat and drink something between the two. So it's a Rima, Yoredea 116.3, Mishnah Berurah 117.3.4. Okay, no problem. Sephardi custom is to wash one's hands between fish and meat, and eat piece of bread soaked in some drink. Right, very, very interesting. So Ashkenazi custom is very straightforward. You eat something hard, right, and drink. To eat and drink something, it does not say hard. I mean, what I know, we usually eat bread, but I guess if a person eats salad or something, there is no problem. Okay, right. And Sephardi custom is to wash their hands between fish and meat. So commentary. Ben Ishchai, Pinchas 2.8, based on Yoreh Deah 116.3, is noted, this custom is noted in Chachama Asadam 68.1 as well. Okay, so looks like for them, for Sephardic people, they would need to wash hands. Right. I mean, it's a little strange the way I see it. If they did not touch the fish, if they were eating with a fork and knife, did not touch, or like fish salad, for example. Sometimes we do fish salad. Right, there is like pieces of fish or something, right? And other vegetables. Is it fish? Yes, it's fish. No, nobody touches the salad with their bare hands. Okay, but so we have to follow each respective traditions. Okay, so number 3, Sakanah versus Prohibition. Okay, so right, as we said last time in introduction, so meaning it's like warning. It is a danger. Is it prohibited like a combination of milk and meat together? No, it's not. It's not like that. But it's because of the danger. Okay, since this prohibition based on Sakanah, not an actual prohibition, there is a question as to whether the normal rules of Isur apply to meat and fish. So Isur is a prohibition, so like a combination. The Talmud notes that prohibition based on Sakanah is even stricter than prohibition based on Halachah. So Talmud, look what the Talmud is saying. So the prohibition based on Sakanah, meaning danger, even stricter than prohibition based on Halachah. I mean, it's a little hard to understand, okay, but continue. This has many ramifications. There is a question whether one may initially nullify Sakanah based on ratio 60:1. Okay. And whether one may be lenient regarding the double doubt, sfeka. Right? These issues are discussed in rabbinic literature. Okay, so again, there is a question whether one may initially nullify. Initially meaning that the person knows what he's doing. So with meat in milk, we said it's absolutely forbidden. But all of the cases that we discussed before, it was accidental when some meat fell into the pot of milk dish. That's or milk dropped into, or a piece of cheese fell into meat dish. So like it was accidental. So but if person does it intentionally, doesn't matter what ratio is. It is forbidden to begin with. So but after the fact, 60:1 works, right? But not to begin with, not lechatchila. Okay. So again, I want to reread this sentence. Right. So first of all, we said that the Talmud treated very strictly Sakanah versus prohibition. So he said when it's Sakanah, we have to pay more attention, and this has many ramifications. There is a question whether one may initially nullify the Sakanah food 60:1. So if it's logical question, if it is a danger, so it's not forbidden. Milk and meat forbidden, but here it is not forbidden, but we are afraid of the danger. So if we are afraid of the danger because of this fish, let's say, take example, a little piece of fish in a large pot of meat. So, but if it's going to be 60:1 or more, so it's going to be according halachically, a beetle of this meat. So it's of this fish. It's like this fish does not exist. Halachically, that does not exist. So maybe. So if it's not prohibited, but we're only afraid of the danger. So maybe this 60:1 is going to fly, right? So that's the question. And second consideration. And whether one may be lenient regarding double doubt, sfeka. So they say we're going to learn below sfeka. So double doubt. So I mean, usually when it's sfeka, we just let it go, double doubt. Okay. Of course, if it's double doubt in rabbinic, right? If it's biblical, it depends. We'll see. This issue are discussed in rabbinic literature. A. Mixtures. Normally, when prohibited food become mixed into the kosher food, there is a rule of beetle that determines when the prohibited matter nullified. Right? Exactly as we said. Normally, when prohibited food becomes mixed with the kosher food, let's say non-kosher food, got mixed with the kosher food. Right? There are rules of bitul, meaning bitul nullification, that determines whether the permitted food, that prohibited matter is nullified. According to most paskim, Sakanah foods are also nullified to 60:1. Okay, which is good to know, right? Who said it? Shach is nikudas kesef, aru hashulchan, etc. Okay. As many others. Okay, so that's good. So meaning it is nullified. Thus, if drop of fish sauce falls into pot of chicken soup, and one eat the soup, right? One may eat the soup. Okay, so again, we're not talking about initial, but after the fact. Similarly, if small piece of fish falls into the and lost, right, in a pot of the beef stew, one may eat this stew. So before we continue, I just remind you what we said about meat and milk. So we say this beetle only if you cannot see. If you can see, you must remove this piece, right? So, but if you cannot see, you just mix it well. So meaning now like it is everywhere. It's not in any specific place, but it's mixed everywhere. Okay. For example, you see like you have a meat stew, right, with vegetables, and you see this milk on top. So you have to take a spoon or something like to remove, even with meat or like with potatoes, whatever you have there, and remove it. Right? That's of course you cannot just leave it there and say that this is 60-1. No, absolutely not. 60-1 if you cannot remove it. So just to remind us. Okay. Continue. There is a minority of the opinion that Sakanah food cannot be nullified even 60-1. Right. Just one second. Okay. All right. So the Taz, I mean, he's a great authority. He said it does not nullify. So the Taz in the 162 argues that Hamira Sakanah Meisura, prohibition based on the Sakanah is more severe than other prohibitions, right? So meaning because plus the person is in danger. Okay, so that's what he said. So he said there is no nullification. Following the opinion of Sakanah food may become bottle, some poskim permit one to initially nullify Sakanah foods. So we see here that some poskim, I mean, since these foods are kosher, not for prohibited on their own, and this the mixture is only Sakanah. It's not like outright prohibition. So they say even like initially, although one might okay, one more time. Following the opinion of the Sakanah foods may become bottle, some poskim permit one to initially nullify Sakanah foods. Although one may not initially nullify other prohibited foods, Sakanah foods are treated more leniently. So other foods we cannot nullify, like, but Sakanah food we can. For example, here we go. If in their opinion, one may initially pour less than 60 of fish sauce into the pot of meat, other poskim prohibit doing so. I mean, for me, it does not sound good. I mean, right. So, OU, right, the Orthodox Union, they have, since some time ago, I think I said it, maybe not, so they have OU, right, so sometimes it's OUD, so OUD daily, OUP, right, OU for Pesach, right, part of, sometimes they say part of if it's questionable, right, if like, I don't know, something like, what would be questionable? If we have this mashed potato, like hydrated, like dehydrated mashed potatoes, like a powder, it would say paraffin, right? So because many of them dairy, so you do not know. So, okay, so there is a paraffin, but also there is a sign OU, right? OU fish, right? And we saw it and we bought it once. There is the barbecue sauce. There is a barbecue sauce. We don't do barbecue, but you can use this sauce for other things, right? So you can fry fish, for example, and you can use this sauce like it's edible. It does not have to be on the meat. So, but there is a fish ingredient, anchovies. It is there, so for the taste, and that's why you're not allowed like to buy this barbecue sauce from others, because most likely there is a fish there. It could be pig as well, but right. We have to be careful, right? So this, so of course it was less than 1:60. Of course, like there are many other ingredients. It would be too expensive to have even 1:60. It was not it was not the most expensive. So it was regular price. You understand? So but they warn us. I mean, right? Everybody. So you want to buy this barbecue sauce? No problem. But remember, there is a fish involved. So meaning don't put it on meat. But other people, not Jews, they do not care. They can do whatever they want. Right. So that's the thing. So let's. So some poskim like outright allow to pour less than a 60 part of fish sauce, let's say, into the meat. Okay. Other poskim prohibit doing so. Okay, so I think we should we go by this, I think, but let's see. Okay, continue. B, fish pot. Meat cooked in a fish pot or fish cooked in a meat pot may be eaten even if pot was bedyamo. That is, it was used for a fish/meat in the previous 24 hours. Okay, so I mean here, okay, so when you have a clean pot, so if a pot is not clean, that's a different story. But even if you cook like in the morning, you cook this fish, so and then you transfer this fish to another container, you wash the pot, you can use it for meal for meat. Okay, no problem. Because again, there is no substance. And again, it's not forbidden. With a milk pot you're using for meat, the pot that was used for milk in the last 24 hours and then used for meat, that's a different story. But because there is prohibition, but that's here's a little lenient. Common custom is to initially cook fish even in a meat pot. Okay, no problem. Okay. However, many have the custom to set aside separate pot for cooking fish. If in the event the fish was cooked in a meat pot or the reverse, it may be certainly eaten. Okay, so right, so okay, no problem. Many people have a separate frying pan, separate knives for fish. Right? Is it like absolutely necessary? No. But some people have this preference, right? I have a cousin who is a cook, so they have like different. They say, "What do you think we're going to fry mushrooms on the same frying pan?" Like who fry? Like I don't know. We fry mushrooms, but so they're very particular with the taste. So they would have like different frying pans, like for all other foods, for different kinds of foods. Okay. Very interesting. But again, it's not absolutely necessary, but some people do. They have separate pots, especially when they cook a lot, right? This fish. I mean, we, for example, don't cook much fish. Okay. No problem. Next one, G, grill. One should not broil fish on a meat grill since it is difficult to clean the grill properly, right? On one hand, but on another hand, like if it's been some time, so it's not no longer meat. It's a garbage, right? After it was like even it's stuck to the grids, like after some time, it's not considered to be food. Okay. If one uses separate rack for fish, it is not recommended to broil fish on a meat grill. Okay. Since the interior of the grill is usually soiled with the meat residue. Right, so meaning like meat fat or something would evaporate, end up on what is it on the fish. So I remember we had previous neighbors before these nice people moved in, and we have like a porch, little porch, right? And they have a grill there, and they would the guys they like to drink. So after they would do the meat, sometimes it's a pig, or most likely it was a pig. So we had to close all the windows, all of the doors, like in the middle of the summer, like because it was did not smell good. Let's put it this way. And many times they would since they have meat ready, they would go eat and drink, and they would not clean the grill until the next time. And of course, the next time who has this time to clean it, so they start just burning, and it's such a stink, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, right? Meaning that after a long time, this residue is still there and produce the smell. So whatever he's saying, that don't do it on the same grill, meat and fish. I mean, that's understandable. Even if you have a separate, what is it called? Rack. Okay. Okay. So again, is it absolutely forbidden? No, it's not forbidden, but it's not recommended. Okay. But I remember the smell. So that this new neighbors, they also have a grill, but this guy, he always cleans it. It's so pure, like not pure. It's so clean. It's unbelievable. So there is no bad smell, and these people don't eat pig. Which is good. Okay. So next one, splatters. If fish sauce splatters on the outside of the pot in which meat was cooking, the meat splatter on the outside of the pot in which fish was cooking, the food in the pot is unaffected. Okay, so in a contrast, so again the situation, the two pots on a stove, and in one you have fish and one the meat, and fish like sauce splattered on outside, not inside, outside. So and it is a problem, as we said before. It is a problem with when it's a milk and meat. So if milk splatters on the meat container. Right, I mean on meat pot. Right, but here there is no problem. Okay, which is good. Continue. Baking and roasting. One should not bake or roast fish and meat in the oven. That is at the same time. Right, so at the same time. As we actually we said that, just to remind us when we were learning about this aroma. Right, aroma in the oven, that it can come from one into another. Of course, we pay more attention to meat and dairy, but also we spoke about this a little, right? Because it is a problem for sure. Aroma, we said, is a taste, right? Meaning the taste of meat is going to go into fish or opposite. Okay, so again, the baking and roasting. One should not bake or roast fish and meat in the oven at the same time, since the aroma of one is absorbed by the other. Right, aroma of one is absorbed by the other. Okay. If fish and meat were roasted at the same time, one should consult a Rav. Okay. Bread that was baked in the oven together with meat may be eaten with fish. Right. So that's a good leniency, Baruch Hashem. So let me just let's read this and see the commentary. So with bread, it's a little easier, right? Just to remind us. But we were talking about transferring aroma from one to another. So we said that it's only the transfer through the liquid food, liquid dishes, right? So if you have liquid and it evaporates, that's one story. But with bread, there is some moisture inside, but it's not going to evaporate, right? So there is no problem. So technically, just to remind us, technically we said if you roasted meat, right? You took out meat, and right after that, you put bread in there, maybe like after the stove, like cool down or something. So I mean, you check that there is no residue, right? Visually, it's clean. It's not no pieces of meat, no splatters. Right? And you bake bread. Of course, you don't put it on the shelf. So you have to put, let's say, something underneath. I don't know, let's say aluminum foil. You put it there, and you can bake this bread right after meat. No 24 hours waiting, and you can eat this meat even with dairy. There is no problem, right? Why? Because there is no aroma of mixing, right? Because bread, the dry food do not absorb in themselves and do not transmit aroma. So the problem was when the person would broil meat, for example, in the stove and in the oven, and then after that he does this dairy product, and dairy product would evaporate also. Right, this and then they mixed on the top or on the sides of the oven, and then going to this mixture, forbidden meat and milk evaporation would fall into your dish. That's the issue, right? But not in this case. Okay, which is good to know. So let me quickly read again. So this where it says one should not bake or roast fish and meat in an oven at the same time, since aroma of one is absorbed in the other. If fish and meat were roasted at the same time, one should consult Rav. So I guess from our previous experience in this, he would ask, was it covered? So if it was covered, there is no problem, right? Or it was covered with a lid, or it was covered with aluminum foil, right? Sometimes they roast meat, they put it like in aluminum foil, right? So that's a little easier. And you see, it could be like if you think about it, could be no issue at all. If meat, for example, sometimes they roast meat when it's closed, like wrapped into aluminum foil, then they unwrapped like finish cooking, right? But and they did meat and fish together. But meat was wrapped. But for meat you need more time. For fish you need less time. So maybe by the time they open up a meat, they already remove the fish. So technically there is a possibility when there is no problem whatsoever. All right. So commentary say Sirima 116.2. So he's lenient. Lenient meaning if fish and meat were roasted at the same time. Right? So he's lenient, which is good. However, Shach, such Be'er Sheva, who prohibits eating fish and meat because of severity of Sakanah. So meaning if they were roasted together in one oven. Chachmas Adam 68.1 follows the stricter opinion unless the oven is large of the food or the food were covered, right, as we said. And the oven is vented. Okay. I mean, today our oven, all of them vented. There is right, all of them vented. So I mean, vented. What does it mean? There is ventilation, meaning that this steam is going to go out on top, right, from the oven. So if there is no ventilation, meaning that everything stays there, so it's of course, as we understand, it's huge danger, right? Okay. Prit Toar 116.3 posits that one may be lenient in both meat and fish were lean, not fatty. If the so what does it mean fatty? Fat meaning that it's going to melt, right? Produce liquid and it's going to evaporate. That's what it means, right? If the food may have been dripped on each other, they should not be eaten. So, right. So, even just to remind us, when we were learning about meat and dairy, we said in some instances it is allowed this and that in the same moment, but we say never put one under another. Right? Why? Because it can drip from one to another. So on one shelf, I guess one in this corner, one in another corner. If both of them are wrapped completely, at least one of them wrapped completely, so it could be a room for leniency. Okay. So 1 second, let me quickly check time. Oh, okay. So we over time. So let's stop here. So next topic is going to be Beezrat HaShem is what? Next topic is milk and fish, right? And we see that Sephardic custom is a little different from Ashkenazi custom. So Ashkenazi custom, if you don't eat fish with milk, like what kind of person, what kind of Jew you are? So it's the most famous, especially in America, right? Actually, all everybody like that's like almost American Jewish international food. Bagel, right? Cream cheese and lox. So like, I mean, from my experience, all of the Sephardim that comes to our show, they all eat. But I mean, some don't eat, I guess. Okay. So I mean, it's not custom that everybody agree on. Anyway, among Sephardi, among Ashkenazim, there is no problem. All right, so let's stop here. Let us have a short break, 5 minutes, and we're going to continue with different topics. I have to get the book. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, so we continue today with laws of Yichud, and we're on chapter 3, section C, subsection D, and subsection D6, and we're on part 5. Yes, and our big topic is Ishto Mishamarto, meaning that wife is with him. And we're going through all the different cases. Yeah, wife is with him, but what if he's like last time we said what he's parutz, he's licentious person, like dangerous. So we said even if he's like this, there is no problem, right? Because he would be afraid of his wife. But if both of them like this, like him and her, it could be dangerous. So don't take a ride with such a people, right? With this, as he call it, pop culture. Okay. So next scenario is what is akum. Akum is a non-Jew. The exemption of Ishto Meshamarto is not applicable to an akum, non-Jew, with his wife. Non-Jew with his wife. So what does it mean? As explained earlier in D above, a refined woman would be highly offended, even incensed, if Arai's behavior was to occur between her husband and another woman. Right? That's normal woman. Doesn't matter she's Jewess or not. Right? Normal woman would be very offended. Right? Thus, no decent, self-respected man could allow himself to submit to Arai's conduct in the presence of his wife. Okay, so far so good. This standard apply to those who live in a guided by principle, Torah principle. I have to read it again. So I mean, wow, that's things much worse than I thought. Okay. Again, as explained earlier, a refined woman would be highly offended. So it's refined, meaning not everybody. Like that's we have to understand what it says here. A refined woman would be highly offended, even incensed, if Arai's behavior was to occur between her husband and another woman. Right? Okay. So meaning that not even the whole action, like a complete action, but even some flirting even, right? Thus no decent, self-respected man could allow himself to submit to Arai's conduct in the presence of his wife. So again, she is decent and he is decent. The standard applies to those who live, whose lives are guided by the Torah principles. So meaning I was wrong. I thought it's for everybody, but it looks like not. However, this is not necessarily the case with akum couples whose attitudes and conducts are reflect the permissive and immoral culture in which they live. So, I mean, I guess non-religious Jews would be the same. Right, but with this akum people, so meaning it is normal for them to act immoral, basically, because in a culture and that they live, so like it's praised. Okay. Persons persons of society lacking the refined moral principles of the Torah cannot be truly sensitive to the ignominy of the immoral conduct. It must therefore be assumed that the man would not be inhibited from engaging in immoral behavior, even in the presence of their spouse. So we're not talking. So in last section we said about Parutz. So Parutz is licentious person, but he's a Jew. She's a Jew. So that's a different source. So now we're talking about Akum. It's because of their culture that so there is no problem. So they would can get involved in a rise even in front of each other. Okay, so I'm going to read again just to make sure that we understand correctly. Persons of the society lacking refined moral principles of the Torah, so our society, wherever you live, right, cannot be truly sensitive to ignominy of immoral conduct. So meaning for them it's fun. Right? It must therefore be assumed that this man would be would not be inhibited from engaging in moral behavior, even if the presence of their spouses. I read 3 times. That's what it says. Okay. In light of what has been explained, it follows that the presence of the Akum's wife does not immunize the man. Does not immunize the man to any arise transgression. Yichud with a non-Jew is therefore not permitted even if wife is present. Right. So, okay. So we got everything correctly. Okay. So meaning if a Jew, so he cannot be in a Yichud situation with a couple basically. So of course it says with a woman, but even if her husband is there. I don't know how is it possible. It does not say that they very immoral. That's normal. They like average people, right? The same as the wife, same as the husband. Okay. Examples: secretary of a home office setting. In a home office setting, okay. A woman office worker. Woman office worker may not remain in work late at night or even by day in the office is locked, along with her non-Jewish boss and his wife, even if the boss's wife is constantly present. That's what it says. There's no other way to understand this. Again, secretary in a home office setting. So Jewish lady, right? Now with a woman, the office worker, right? So meaning a Jewish, may not remain at work late at night. Remain at work late at night, or even by day. If the office is locked, so meaning if nobody comes in, along with her non-Jewish boss and his wife. So non-Jewish boss, that's understandable, right? That's on biblical level. But even in this case, that we said exception, wife is with him. Yeah, when we're talking about refined Jews that live according to the Torah, right? But this Akum is a different story, right? So this secretary cannot work for this guy. Wow, that's sad. To say it's sad, it's like understatement. So next one, appraising private house. A woman's realtor may not appraise a secluded private house or apartment locked from inside, while alone indoors with a non-Jewish owner and his wife. The presence of the owner's wife does not provide immunity in the Yichud. Wow. But I'm not sure. I mean, I understand what it says here, but they would need to give us a guidance, because there are many Jewish women that are in this real estate business. So what exactly do they do? I'm not sure. Right? Sometimes they would say, we'll go to a couple, the husband and wife, right? And I don't know. Very interesting. So next one, garage sale. Estate liquidation, right? A woman may not enter alone into the private home of a non-Jew. For example, appointment to buy articrafts, paintings, household items, etc. Even a man's wife is in a house with him. The presence of a non-Jewish wife does not provide immunity in Yichud. Right? I mean, he's very straightforward. Right, so meaning they like to do work for them, basically. So, but if he's like a plumber, a Jewish plumber, some repairman, so looks like would not be allowed to go to this non-Jewish home. A woman tutor, for example, speech therapist, may not visit private home to tutor non-Jewish man who is alone with his wife. The presence of the man's wife does not provide immunity in Yichud. See also chapter 4, so it's next chapter, regarding the use of surveillance technology in the halachic solution to the Yichud issue involved with providing personal therapy. See chapter 6. Okay, so we're going to get to chapter 6. So meaning this, the way I see that's my personal opinion. Like the only solution is these cameras. So she's always with the camera. Will other people allow the camera be there? I mean, when in real estate I guess there is no problem, right? Because she's trying to sell it or to rent it. But in the case of they have estate liquidation, that could be a problem. It could be a problem. So she wants to buy like furniture, some things, and they say no, don't film it. To turn off your camera. It's possible. I mean, they don't want they do not know what she's going to do with the video. Maybe she's published somewhere and the thief is going to see. I don't know. Okay. So continue. Yichud of a woman with more than one non-Jewish couple. A woman may not be in Yichud with even many non-Jewish couples. Wait a second. Non-Jewish couples in the circumstances where concern of Haughtiness exists. Haughtiness is like they would force you. Okay. However, in a civilized society, for example, in the US and similar countries, where the laws are enforced to protect women, Yichud is permitted in these cases. Right, meaning like if several people. Okay, we're going to stop here. It's very interesting. Okay. So let's do this. When the study of Chumash, there are some psukim that lack specific commentary. Okay, should be referred to the relevant commentary for the previous or the next pasuk in order to gain better understanding of the overall insight from the sages regarding various psukim. Thank you very much, Kodara. So let's try to understand. Okay, when we study the Chumash, there are some psukim that lack a commentary. Okay, it is shown many times the lack commentary. There is nothing to explain. So meaning the translation itself. If we read the translation, so translation itself is a commentary. So translation itself is based on a targum, for example, right? or on some other commentators. Like for example, when you read Rashi, and they say this word means this and that, or when you read Ramban. So he would give you the whole explanation about this word, like pages and pages and pages, just to prove his point that he's right. I mean, he's fight with everybody. So I mean, and you see, like, just tell me what do you want me to do? Like, I'm ready, but it's because of the language. Because the language in that verse could be explained like this way and this way. But when you read the commentary, when you read translation, like whoever did translation, he did already translation based on some commentary. So it is a commentary. So this right translation it is a commentary. And sometimes there is nothing to explain. I mean, of course, there is like deep hidden secrets, but many times it's not our goal. We just try to go like straightforward understanding. Straightforward understanding of the issue, right? And remember the translation is a commentary. Commentary of previous and next pasuk in order to gain the better understanding of the overall insight from the sages regarding the. Yeah. I mean, today, for example, we have the class earlier today, and somebody asked me about one line. I have no idea about. In the Mika, I think it was chapter 8, chapter 6, verse 8. And they give me a translation. I have no idea what it says there. Of course, we took, I took Novi, right, with the commentary. So I went through the beginning of the chapter. It's only 8 lines, so it's not like a lot. But we start from the beginning, what it says before. So to get the gist of it. I mean, I did not read all of the commentary on the first 8 lines because, like, when you read, especially Novi, it's like a bunch of words. You understand, but what it all together means, does not make sense. But of course, there are many commentaries, Radak and Maharal, others, and then you have a clear picture. So that's don't read out of context because you would not understand. Even with commentary, So I learned the commentary on this specific verse. But when we start with a simple text, what was said before and what was said after. After I went a few lines, just to make sure that we get the idea. Right. So yeah. So that's how we learn. We learn from the beginning to the end. Not to the end, but what was said before and what was said after. Okay. So let's see the next. Okay, so getting better understanding, right? But yeah, sometimes you have to go right before and after for sure. Next question, general question: is there a concept of hereditary test? I noticed many times that the parents have a specific tikkun. Many times the kid have the same tikkun. It is such a thing, 100%. So let me explain what is it. 100%. Is it such a concept of hereditary test? So what is hereditary test? Hereditary test is what parents went through, or one of the parents. And the child has exactly the same issue. So meaning what? So meaning we need to understand that HaShem, when he was sending this new soul to this world, again, he would put in this soul in the same situation that it must do tikkun, it must do fixing. So if this family have, let's say, the problem with morality, so the child would be sent there. Understand? So to try to overcome, right? The same, very similar test, right? Right. So there is such a thing as hereditary test, not just at times and parents specific to many times the kid, and it on one hand. On the other hand, also as we learn in Rambam, personally learned something we were talking about the character traits. And these character traits, we said, about these character traits, we said, that one way how a person gets a character trait from previous life, like as we said, the hereditary test, right, previous life. But another way how what influence a person, his or her environment. So this family and how the children brought up, like right. So the whole environment affects a child. So, and that's exactly what HaShem wanted. So he wants the person like to go like maybe a level down, right? But with potential to go much higher. Right. So there was no, basically what I'm trying to say, there was no coincidence. One, that such and such person were put on that situation with those specific parents. One thing, and the second thing, we have to remember that if Hashem put us in that situation, He never put a person in a situation to fail. He put a person in a situation to go up in level. Yeah, not go up, to succeed in their life, to overcome the test. So meaning if we were put in this situation and like doesn't matter how bad it is, how low and how high the situation is, we have all of the potential, all the like strength in our body, like in our mind and our everything to overcome the test for sure. No doubt. Right, because Hashem wants he never puts anybody in a test that a person cannot overcome, right? And you see some people suffering so much in their life, and they continue living. And some people never suffer because if Hashem sent them suffering, they're going to die 3 hours later after the pain starts. Right. Okay. So let's do another question. Okay. If our siddur shows Kavanos, okay, and specific names, and we do not understand what it means, right? Can we try to understand them deeper? If so, how? We're talking about Kabbalah, okay. So, okay. Okay. So 1 second. So again, and our siddur shows Kavanos. And the specific name. So me personally, I don't do Kavanos. I don't do this thing. It's a more Kabbalistic site. I'm right in my siddur. There is no such a thing. It's I think in Sephardic siddur is name of Hashem. How you have to meditate. So I mean, I think on our simple level, we just have to try to pay attention to the words, and to the meaning of the words. All these Kavanos, I don't know. Me personally, I'm not the right person to ask, because I don't do these things, and right, it must be a person who involved with Kabbalah. Right. So continue. To fulfill the mitzvah of viewing the Channukah candles for at least 30 minutes. Does the timer begins when the candle are lit, or can a woman turn off the light and perform some halachas before the 30 minutes starts counting? Yeah, I mean, right. That's a very good question. So for example, if they pour enough oil to burn for 3 hours, so this half an hour could be any time. She needs to prepare food, the dinner, right, for the family. So let her prepare dinner, and then she can sit down and watch the candles. Right. So these candles are for reflection. Understand that? So you can put all of the things from your mind. But if you have all of this, things in your mind, how is it going to help you? Right? You will not be able to concentrate. So do whatever you need to do, right, to feed your family. But as we said, don't do milacha. But preparation of the food is not exactly milacha, even though it's Shabbos milacha. But it's for the need of the holiday. Right, so meaning for a piece in the family. So if a husband came from work, and she's decided that she's going to start these candles for 30 minutes, and he's hungry, she's walking in circles. So it's not exactly ideal situation. I never forget this guy. A long time ago, I decided to do a mitzvah to give a ride on Friday to guy to shul. Was not elderly, but he was some physical deformity or something. And I called him and I said, look, I'm going to be by your house at such and such time, right? And he said, okay. So I come. Did we have a cell phones back then? Yeah, I think we have cell phones. I think so. Yeah. So I'm in my car, standing next to his like apartment building, right? So and it's time, and he's not there. 2 minutes, he's not there. I calling him like I think on the first and second floor. I think maybe in the first floor he lives. It's not like he has to like take an elevator or something. No, right there. And I said, but are you coming? He said, yeah, I'm coming. So and 15 minutes later he comes. I said, Anderson, what happened? Are you okay? He said, no, I'm okay. So he's okay, but I cannot like I'm late for my Shabbos. Like, what do you mean? I said, but what happened? Can you tell me? No, he said, no. It says that when you light the Shabbos candles, you have to look at them for some time. Like I almost were ready to smack the guy. So now he goes machmir on me. Like now he becomes he was not very observant, but I mean a nice person. Like now he like in my expense for me being late for Shabbos because I decided to do him a favor. So now he decided to stare at the Shabbos candles for some time. You can come back like after the services, come back to your house and stare at these candles for 3 hours if you want. Right, but not in somebody else's expense. I'll never forget this guy. Never. I'm not sure if he's alive, but right. So we should not be here like this. Okay. So next question. The next question. So it's a continuation on the question. Hereditary test. Okay. Thank you very much, Kodrov. Okay. In this case, if we see our parents fail miserably in one of the specific tikkuns, and we are struggling with the same thing exactly, how can we better overcome the tendency to pass the test? Especially given both of our natural tendency and upbringing make tikkun very difficult, exactly, for us, right? From all of the directions, exactly. And even after the separation from the past environments, we can still see how the experience have long-lasting impact on us, 100%. So as I said, people say, first when I heard the first time I heard it, it was a little annoying. Not annoying, but I could not understand what's going on. But when I heard like many times from many different people who I suppose that like not okay with in their head, it got to me that how better is it. So meaning what the people said, no, but my mother abused me. My mother did something to me when I was 3.5 years. You're 40 years old. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, you understand, Rabbi? In my family, like you have your own family, you have kids. Like, what family are you talking about? Like, okay, it was a long family. Are your parents alive? Then maybe sometimes alive, sometimes not alive. So that's crazy thing on one hand. On the other hand, it's crazy thing to live in the past and to dwell in the past, and that's for sure it's not right. We have to overcome it. But we on the other hand, for a person like me, I have to realize that it is a stumbling block, real as real it gets. When I go outside, there's a concrete wall, so I have to go around. So right, it's a very material, right? So same for these people, right? So we have to understand that. Okay. So again, from the beginning. In these cases, we see parents fail miserably, specific tikkun. So when Hashem gave us a brain to analyze things, right? So if they finish miserably in this tikkun, and I also failing, let's say, right? So we have to draw conclusion what they did, meaning it's not going to work. Whatever did not work for them is not going to work for me. And I saw in my these people sometimes they shock me. They say I'm going to do like this and like that. I said, but you told me that these things you tried in the past, it did not work. Why would you want to try again what did not work in the past? Like, what's the logic? And the person said, no, I already familiar with that. I'm going to do it just like that. You understand? So it's not, so sometimes I have nothing else to say to the person. It's basically end of the conversation. Right? But our job is to be smart. Our job to, if you see the problem, try to sit down, like calm down and try to analyze the problem. Why my parents are failing? Why I'm failing in this? Right? What are like practical circumstances? Of course, we go into spiritual later on, but practical. You have to see what is the environment, maybe people around me, maybe the neighborhood, maybe the city, maybe the country, right? So maybe I have to move to another place, like if I have these friends, maybe this environment, right? Okay, so right, so they struggle with tikkun, and we are struggling with the same thing. Right, it's the same thing. How can we better overcome the tendency to pass the test? Right, as we said, analyze what did not work and try to do something different. When as Rambam told us in Hilchos Dios. So when you have this everybody close to the medium of the road, but you on extreme, so try to go to different extremes. So middle of the road is not for you, right? So meaning people, as he said, who are spiritually sick, right? In general, right? Spiritually sick, meaning that they have attachment to some sins, so they have to go to extreme. So for normal people, right, you have to go in the middle of the road. But for if you have some tendency like bad, so we have to go exactly extreme, right, and work and accustom yourself or act differently. And after some time, it's going to become your nature. Same is it became our nature to begin with. For example, as we said, of course, yes, some things the person was born with. Of course, it's also possible to change, but I'm talking about the things that came from parents, from environment, meaning how it became our nature, because we did it many times, repeated many times. It became our nature. So to fix it, we have to repeat many times something opposite, right? And right to create barriers for that, fences. That's past tense. Especially given both of the natural tendencies and upbringing, right, to make tikkun very difficult. Right, it's combination. So I think when we realize our failures, our weaknesses, that's a big plus. So we're not going to be we're not going to fall for Eitzachar. No, you're strong, you can overcome. No. Me personally, I'm very weak. I'm not going to overcome it. So that's why I have to cut you out and you out. Right. So I'm going to a different direction. Right. So it's very big step forward when we acknowledge our weaknesses, for sure. Even after separating from the past environment. We can see that how experience have long-lasting impact. Right, it is, and as I said, it is true, long-lasting impact. But sometimes you when you learn a lot of Torah, all this our past life, overcomes layer by layer, and HaShem gave us this beautiful gift, and we have the clip about it. It's about forgetting. So, because why? Because our sages explain if person would never forget things, so they would never overcome your grandma or great grandma past, who love you very much. So now you cannot sleep until when? Until you die, basically, right? Because you miss your great grandma, right? But Hashem gave us this gift, a beautiful gift of forgetting. So, and we must apply this gift properly. Don't forget Torah, or don't forget the good things what other people did to us, but we have to forget bad experience, because you understand it drags us down. So especially people with trauma from I deal with some people I don't know, it was like was sexually assaulted like in very young childhood. I mean, right? Of course, I mean, I understand, but they also have to understand they cannot live forever with that. Understand? Sometimes you have to like block it, like and let it go, and like tell themselves it happened not with me, maybe with me, but different life. That's it. I need to overcome it. Right? Not like a psychiatrist is saying, but we have to like completely forget because it's not helping us to advance like on a spiritual ladder. Very important, right? Okay. Next question. Does Rambam Zatzal advice about not sleeping in clothing apply to women as well? What was the problem with we said that don't sleep with the shoes on. Is a problem. I mean, if it's sleeping clothing, so that's a little different, right? The pajamas was like a robe or something. There is no problem. But to sleep in a clothing, like for example, a person came from outside and lay down to sleep. I mean, maybe nap is no problem, but at night, don't remember. I mean, I remember we said something, but I don't remember exactly what we said. Like shoes, yes, for sure. It's like a reminder like of the death or something, right? So. Okay. But in olden days, just so you know, you read the Talmud and you see how like in olden days people were sleeping naked, men and women. So that, right, even men. I'm not sure why, but it was not uncommon. Let's put it this way, for a man to sleep on the same bed, and they would would cover themselves with one article of clothing. So I mean, it was a different time. People were very poor, I guess, sleep on the same bed. Right, and naked. Why naked? And not to wear down the clothing. That's how bad it was. I mean, bad meaning poor. Okay. So please let me know. I apologize. These Kabbalistic questions, I'm not the right person to ask. I don't learn these things. It's beyond me. So I'll skip that. But any other questions, like simple questions? And let me know if I skip something because that's all I see on my screen. Right. If not, we can stop here. Okay. No problem. So, all right. So, no problem. So, thank you very much. Let's stop here then. It was a very successful week. We learned a lot and we should continue learning. And I have big plans. I want to do some Rav Avigdor Miller's Zatzal things that and put it online because like people ask me the same question again and again and like I want to answer once for all and refer with to a class online. Okay, so thank you very much. Good night. I wish everybody good Shabbos, happy Channukah, and until next week. Beezrat HaShem. Thank you very much.